Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or prior to traffic. If there is any emergency or prior to traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, on the SkyHub Link system of repeaters to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, I will see your call sign pop up in the AIM window, and you can consider yourself checked in. I'll definitely acknowledge you when I go down the list. Take them over the air, of course. You can also send me an email if you're unable to transmit one way or another. And I will take them over email. My email address, ki0ar@ki0ar.com. Just let me know your first name and your location, and if you have a call sign, I'll definitely put that on the list as well. I am also broadcasting on YouTube this evening, so anyone that has YouTube, I will take check-ins on over that medium. So, and I have recorded quite a few of my sessions, my past sessions as well on YouTube if you want to go back and listen to any of them. Several ways to get checked in tonight. Right now, got a bunch of people to acknowledge over on NetLogger. Brian, W4BJB, thanks for checking in tonight. Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NB7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, KF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. And D. Michael, AF0SF, thanks for checking in tonight. I'm not seeing anybody over on YouTube yet, and nothing in the email, so I will go ahead and begin taking check-ins. I almost got timed out myself. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to, oh, there we go. We got K05AOK, Michael over on YouTube checking in tonight, so thanks for that. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air right now. Anyone wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 2, Julia, Lima, Sierra, John, W2, JLS, Fairlawn, Ohio. Ernest, in case I didn't hit the push to talk, this is John W2JLS 01 W2JLS 01 Ohio. Mike 1 Delta Echo Alpha. Mike 1 Delta Echo Alpha. Good morning, office. November 0, Mike Echo Sierra. November 0, Mike Echo Sierra. Tom, Department of Colorado Technical University. Foxtrot 0, Juliet Oscar in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
All right, let's pause there. Foxtrot 0 station, if you come back with your call, I'll get you on the list. I lost the part of it there. So that was the last call I got. So if you try that again, I'd appreciate it, sir.
Juliet Oscar in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if that's a, let's see. It didn't get all of it that time either. If you key up, count to 2, and then give me your call sign slowly, phonetically twice, and then give another 2 seconds before releasing the PTT switch after your transmission. I recommend that to everybody that's checking in tonight. There is a bit of a lag through the system, and that should fix it so I can get your full transmission, especially when you're checking in. The phonetics do help greatly, and repeat them twice just in case they get cut off on either end. The Indianapolis, Minnesota station, please come again.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Juliet Oscar in Minneapolis. Trying to check in one more time.
Okay, we got it that time. All right, KF0JJO, we got it. Let's see, let me go back up to, let's see, we got Michael. Jack, we got you on the list, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Jose, KJ5MEL, thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. Ed, I think that was you, W6RDZ. I think you said Charlie in there. Did you get a call sign change? Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight. Tom, N0MES, thanks for checking in tonight. Connor, KF0JJO, thanks for checking in tonight. Yeah, Brian, we got you up at the top of the list there. Okay, there you go. I saw you popped offline. Okay. Let's see. All right. Anybody else over on YouTube? Not seeing anybody else over there. So that's it so far. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. And hopefully I got everybody so far, so I do appreciate that. Oh, let's see. I'll go ahead and get into the announcements in just a sec. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the web page and the newsletter. Let's see. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas.org. Or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. We also have a club call, which is Kilo Zero Alpha Alpha Sierra. That's Kilo Zero Alpha Alpha Sierra. So if you ever hear that one, either on HF or on the Skyhub Link system, be sure to give us a shout sometime and say hey and find out a little bit more about the group as well. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. Jack, KE0VH, hosts twice weekly flight sim flights on YouTube under the name of Captain Jack Flight Sim, CAPNJACKFLTSIM. More than welcome. That's on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time until landing. Got a whole bunch of great fellows that check in and fly along with Jack, and amateur radio operators and other flight simmers as well. And Jack is over on YouTube right now listening in. So if you have any questions about his his flight simming, you may want to pop over there and say hey to him there. And that's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to acknowledge Jack over, or James, excuse me, James, over on YouTube. Thanks for checking in tonight. And D. Michael, I see you're over there as well. So thanks for the help there. All right. So I'll go ahead and pause here for any more check-ins real quick. I'm not seeing much else over on wherever we are. Let's see. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
November 2, November Juliet X-ray. November 2, November Juliet X-ray. Reporting from that.
Okay, November 2, November Juliet X-ray. Michael up in New Jersey. That's a new call on the list, so welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Always like to touch base with my new check-ins. James, you're a new check-in as well. So you may want to listen up over on YouTube. Always like to find out, tell you a little bit about the net and find out from you what your interest background is in astronomy. First off, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. Call sign is Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been doing the Colorado Astronomy Net for over 29 years. Having fun and learning something just for almost 30 years there, learning something new almost every net. The way this works is I got through the announcements. I got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins to share with you as well. Think you might find it interesting. And then and we got a rocket report. If you're interested in world launches, stick around for that for sure. And then I like to go down the list and talk with everybody, find out a little bit more, chit chat with you, questions, answers. Observation reports, definitely like any other subject astronomy-wise that you'd like to share with the net. Definitely like to do that with you and find out a little bit more about that kind of stuff. So right now, Michael, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Tell us a little bit about your interest background, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. Please share with us what's your interest background in astronomy there, Michael. Go ahead, please.
That's right, Jack. Yeah, I'm pretty new to it. I've been interested for years, but I'm no expert, and I am mobile in Arvada, so I'm just going to be listening out from that. That's right, Jack. Back to net control.
All right, Michael. Yeah, you may want to check out skyhublink.com, skyhublink.com. You can connect to us in quite a few ways. Obviously, you're here in town, so thanks for that. Glad you found us on the local repeaters there. But we've got quite a few people checking in via Echolink and All-Star as well. Love to have repeaters in every state. We're working on it, and Jack can definitely attest to that. That KE0VH. So welcome to the net, Michael. Hopefully you can stick around. Rob, we got you on the list of VE5AAS. Thanks for checking in tonight. James over on YouTube, same question. Same question to you. You can post over in the chat and I'll pass that along to everybody else. What's your experience background in astronomy there for sure. All right, I'll continue on with the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, I'll start off with the phases of the moon for this month. We had a first quarter moon back on the 1st, full moon on the 9th. The last quarter was on the 16th. We got a new moon coming up on the 23rd. And the bulletin for this evening will be about that particular new moon. So stay tuned for that. A little interesting article I got today about that new moon occurring this weekend on the 23rd. We've got a first quarter moon again on the 31st. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 14th. It was 229,465 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month. On the 29th, it will be 251,374 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for August. The longer nights of August beckon with several treats this month. Saturn and Neptune undergo their second conjunction of the year, appearing together And a low-power telescope eyepiece. Telescopic observers also get 2 shadow transits of Titan across Saturn. Early risers enjoy a spectacular conjunction of the 2 brightest planets in the sky, Venus and Jupiter. And that was back on the 12th, so we missed that one. The same day the Perseid meteor shower peaks. I also like to hear some observation reports from anybody that got to see some of the Perseids this year. That excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, August 2025, page 28, and that's without the ad-libs. On with the individual planets. Let's see, Mercury is at greatest western elongation, about 19 degrees west of the sun on the 19th. That was this morning. So it's about as far away from the sun as it's going to get. In the morning sky, looking east, it's going to be as high as it's going to get. So it is a great time to see if you might be able to spot Mercury in the early morning sky, rising about 4:45 a.m. This week. So rising quite early, well before the sun. So you definitely have a chance to spot Mercury. Mercury moves from the constellation of Cancer into Leo, shining at magnitude 0.7 on the 15th. So it's about as bright as it's going to get right now as well. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase in value, the apparent magnitude or brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimum conditions, well away from city lights, in nice dark sky, clear dark sky conditions, is about 6th magnitude. Any magnitudes greater than that, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope. So a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter. And the way that scale is set up is every 5 magnitudes is about 100 times either brighter or dimmer than the object. So a magnitude 0 object is 100 times brighter than a magnitude 5 object. And so on and so forth. Let's see, we got Venus rising about 3:30 a.m. this week. Look for Venus to the southeast about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude minus 3.9 on the 15th. We got Mars. Mars is setting about 9:30 p.m. This week. Look for Mars to the west in the evening. Mars is in the constellation of Virgo, shining at magnitude 1.6. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 2:50 a.m. in the early morning hours. Look for Jupiter to the southeast about an hour or so before sunrise. It's well up towards the southeast. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 1.9. And then we got Saturn. Saturn is rising about 9:15 p.m. So now it's an evening object. You have to stay up a little bit later to when Saturn gets a little bit higher above the eastern horizon. Look for Saturn low to the east in the late evening, and then look towards the south in the early morning hours. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.7. And that's, we got Uranus. Uranus is rising about 11:45 p.m. This week. Look for Uranus to the south before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.7. Now, compare this rise time of Neptune this week at about 9:12 p.m. So just 3 minutes earlier than Saturn, making Neptune and Saturn making Neptune a little bit easier target to spot. Neptune, you can find Neptune low to the east in the late evening, leading Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. So there's a full 7 magnitudes of difference between Saturn and Neptune. You'll definitely need a scope to find Neptune. But it makes it fairly easy since Neptune is sitting just about 1 degree above Saturn. So if you find Saturn, move about 2 full moon widths just above Saturn, and you should be able to see a little bluish dot, kind of a little bluish dot with a little bit of a hint of green in it. So kind of a bluish green, mostly blue. That'll be Neptune, and you should see a discernible disk with that planet. The rings of Saturn are nearly edge on, so you'll see a dark line right across the planet. You might be able to see some of the ring, but it's going to be tricky to spot that one for sure. It's moved us slightly off of it. You won't see the big much detail in the ring just because we're seeing it right on edge on. But definitely 2 objects well worth pointing a telescope towards for sure late in the evening. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing dwarf planets, we got Ceres. Ceres is rising about 10:45 p.m.
Could you try
again? Ceres is rising about, sorry about that, about 10:45 p.m. This week. Ceres can be spotted low to the south after midnight. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.4. That's more like towards the southeast. So if you stay up late, maybe around 3 or 4 a.m., Ceres will be easier. It'll be higher in the south. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.4. Then we got Neptune, excuse me, not Neptune, Pluto. Rising about 6:45 p.m. in the afternoon or the evening, actually well before the sun sets. So the best time to spot Pluto will be around midnight when it is highest in the sky to the south. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And right now is an optimum time for dark skies as the moon is rising later and later in the early morning hours. By the end of the week, like I said, we have a new moon on the 23rd. That'll be the best time to catch Pluto. However, you'll need about a 12-inch size telescope, a 12-inch diameter mirror or greater to spot Pluto for sure, and very, very dark skies, very dark, clear skies. All right, we're at the tail end of a couple of meteor showers. The northern Delta Aquarids meteor shower extends from July 16th through September 10th. The maximum occurred back on August 13th. The hourly rate reached a high of 10. You may still see a couple of those shooting through the skies. Same with the Perseids meteor showers, generally visible between July 23rd and August 22nd. Maximum occurred back on August 12th, 13th. The hourly rate typically reaches about 80, although some years have been as low as 4 and as high as 200. The meteors tend to be very fast, possess an average magnitude of 2.3, and leave persistent trains. However, the full moon this month did not allow many of the Perseids to be seen, all but the brightest. You might have seen a few of the brightest ones. So this year was not a good year to spot the Perseids. However, I'd love to hear some observation reports for, I know there were some people that did get out to try to observe some of the meteors as well. It was pretty well cloudy most evenings here in the Denver area. Plus we had a ton of smoke, which was doing a lot to reflect a lot of the ground light into the skies around Denver as well. So I didn't get to see any of the Perseids myself. We do have a comet, Comet C 2024 E1 Weirchos, is passing through the constellation of Hercules this month, shining around 12th magnitude, so a 10-inch scope or greater. And dark skies will be needed to view it. This comet is expected to possibly brighten to a naked eye object by January of next year, maybe about 4th magnitude. So we'll look forward to that comet brightening and being able to see that one. That's it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'm looking over at YouTube. James, who is working on his technician license, hopefully will be checking in soon enough. I had an interest in astronomy since childhood. I've been a member of the astronomy clubs on and off throughout my life. I'm in my 60s now, all right, and would consider myself an amateur astronomer. Well, thank you for that, James. Looking forward to your reports in the future, as well as joining the rest of us hams on the net and checking in as well. So to appreciate that comment there, James, over there. Thanks for that. And welcome to the net. Got you on. N0STG checking in via YouTube. Let's see. Tony. That's a new call on the list out in California. So N0STG, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Again, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt, India, 0, Alpha, Romeo. Welcome to the net. Welcome to checking in via YouTube. So thanks for that. Same question I put earlier to my new calls on the list. I missed one or two. There we go. Who else was new? Who else was new? Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. What's your interest background, Tony, out in California? N0STG, if you could tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy over there on YouTube, whether you're just starting out, you've been doing it for a few years, or what have you. Kind of same response that James there gave as well. That would be great. For those of you who are out there on YouTube that might have access to Echo Link or All-Star, if you don't have access to radios, you may want to check into that. Check out skyhublink.com for ways that you can check into the Colorado Astronomy Net over the air for sure. So to appreciate that. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got some, let's see, some bulletins for you. I'd like to start off with ISS passes, and I'll do that in just a sec. For those of you who are interested in ISS passes over your local area, you may want to check out this particular website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And I pulled up the ISS link over on YouTube for those of you who are checking in over there. And I'm looking at the visible passes over the Denver area. This also has a button where you can check and look at all the passes coming up, visible and not so visible passes. But right now I'm interested in the visible passes over the ISS area. So we'll take a look at that. And what I like about this particular website is I can click on a particular date and get a nice star chart. Right now, all of the ISS passes over the Denver area are in the morning hours. The highest one that I'm seeing on the list is coming up on the morning of the 21st. That's Thursday morning at 4:40 a.m. The ISS travels from the west-southwest to the northeast, peaking about 81 degrees above the northwest horizon. Actually starts pretty high. And right now I posted that particular star chart over on YouTube so you can see where that the ISS starts. It starts in the constellation of Pegasus. Passes between Perseus and Cassiopeia through Camelopardalis, goes through the Lynx, and then disappears. So you can, if you know what Pegasus looks like, you can catch Pegasus in the early, at 4:41 for sure, it should be dark enough. And you can watch that ISS pass from the west-southwest to the northeast there and follow along. So, again, that website is www.heavens-above.com. Okay, this particular article this evening, excuse me, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, D. Michael, AF0SF. This station is NATO Space, UN0OSA. That's cool. Registered NGO. I deliver exopolitical briefings regarding space-related subjects and post-disclosure vicissitudes, as a neat word. Vicissitudes, excuse me. We may have an issue in fact reporting safety. Okay, I don't know what that's about. All right, there we go. Okay, let me get reset here. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh, let's see. If I could play music over the air, I think some people might be interested in a particular song to go along with this particular article from space.com. A rare black moon rises with the sun on August 23rd. Here's what to expect. On August 23rd, the night sky will play host to an unusual lunar event known as a black moon. For those of you who are Creedence Clearwater Revival aficionados will remember the song Black Moon Rising. It might be appropriate for this article. While you won't actually see anything unusual, in fact, you won't see the moon at all, this event is still exciting because of its rarity. At 2:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 6:06 GMT, which is 11:06 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 12:06 a.m. 11:06 Pacific Daylight Time on Friday, and of course 12:06 a.m. on Saturday morning, the 23rd here in Colorado. The moon will officially pass through its new moon phase. At that moment, our natural satellite will be positioned in the constellation Leo, sitting just 1 degree north of the sun in the sky. So what's happening? A black moon isn't an official astronomical term, but it's used to describe unusual timings of new moon phases. This week's event falls under the seasonal definition, the third new moon in a season that contains 4 new moons. One new moon is the phase, a new moon is the phase when the moon's sunlit side faces away from Earth, making it invisible in our sky as it rises and sets with the sun. Normally, each season has 3 new moons, but the lunar cycle doesn't line up perfectly with our calendar. Every so often, an extra new moon sneaks in, and the third in that sequence is dubbed a black moon. The last seasonal black moon happened on May 19th, 2023. Summer 2025 in the Northern Hemisphere started with a new moon on June 25th, followed by April 23rd, August 3rd, and September 21st. With 4 new moons squeezed into the season, the August 23rd new moon becomes the black moon. Seasonal black moons, like the one on August 23rd, happen only about once every 33 months. There's also another definition of a black moon that refers to the second new moon in a single calendar month, which won't occur again until August 31st, 2027. Unlike a supermoon or lunar eclipse, a black moon isn't something you can watch unfold in real time. During the new moon phase, the moon is positioned between Earth and the sun, so its unlit side faces us, rendering it invisible against the bright sky. But don't be disappointed. The days immediately following the black moon will reveal one of the most beautiful lunar sights, the thinnest crescent. On the evenings of August 24th and August 25th, look toward the western horizon about 30 to 40 minutes after sunset to spot a delicate silver arc, the moon's first reappearance after going dark. The dark, moonless skies surrounding a new moon are also perfect for observing fainter deep sky objects that would otherwise be very difficult and sometimes impossible to see during brighter moon phases. It also makes for a particularly great time to study the dense core of the Milky Way. On a side note, the black moon is kind of the opposite of your blue moon, which are the full moon. Uh, the seasonal blue moon is, of course, the third full moon in a particular season when a particular season has 4 full moons. Uh, or the same with the monthly blue moon, a second full moon in one particular month. So 2 definitions. Both of these unofficial astronomical terms started, the blue moon started in the 1940s time period, a little bit later for the black moon. They were definitely termed mostly folklorish in origin and occurred later in the 20th century there. So they are not official astronomical terms, but something to think about and have fun with, that's for sure. That's it for that bulletin for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call on Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. You did check in tonight. Are you able to give us the rocket report this evening? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest. Good evening to the net. This is Ed, W6RDZ. I don't know where that came from earlier, but yeah, I'm ready to give the rocket report. You know if Dave has checked in, and he'll be doing a deep dive on the launch of the Starship. Back to you.
Yes, Ed, Dave checked in a little bit earlier. Give him a call and see. Or I'll give him AF0AS. Dave, you with us tonight? Go ahead. If you have a response for Ed there, go ahead. All right, Ed, I guess we'll find out. I am not hearing any response from Dave right now. So carry on. Carry on, let's see, with the rocker report. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Go ahead, Ed.
Pretty good. This is Rocket Man Ed, W6RDZ, with tonight's rocket report. Let's see, last week's launches. Let's dive into that. China was certainly busy. We had 8 total launches the past week, and that was dominated by China's 5 launches, contrasted to SpaceX's 3. All right, first launch of the week was on Wednesday, August 13th. At 0043 Mountain Daylight Time, China. CASIC launched a Long March 5B/YC-2 rocket from the Wenchang Space Launch Center in China. The Long March 5B took SatNet LEO Group 8, another batch of communication satellites, to a polar orbit. The Long March 5B is China's heavy lift rocket with a big 5-meter diameter fairing and can lift 25 tons to low Earth orbit. It's also called the Fat 5. All right, second launch of the week. We have on Wednesday, August 13th at 23:05 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX. As they launched Starlink Group 17-4 on a Falcon 9 from Slick 4E at Vandenberg. Vandenberg made for another fogged-in launch, but a great view of the landing, and on the recovery vessel, another 24 Starlink satellites made it to a high inclination polar sun-synchronous orbit. It was booster 1093's fifth landing. That brings us to Thursday, the third launch. August 14th at 06:29 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX launched the Starlink Group 10-20 mission on a Falcon 9 from Slick 40 Cape Canaveral Space Force Base in Florida. 20 satellites are boosted to low Earth orbit. Booster 1085 completed its 10th flight and became the first booster to complete 10 launches in its first year of service. All right, fourth launch of the week. China's land space experienced a launch failure of a UQ-2E rocket launched from the Jiaquan Satellite Launch Center in China on Thursday, August 14th, 1917 Mountain Daylight Time. Video of the launch showed no apparent issue. Apparently, the undisclosed payload failed to reach orbit when the rocket suffered an anomaly 2 minutes into the flight. The UQ-2E had its first Metalox rocket, and the first Metalox rocket to fly. It was the sixth CQ-2E launch and the second failure. We're going to read. All right, W6RDZ back with the rocket report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, fifth launch. China's Kasich successfully launched the Xi'an 2B-02 satellite into low Earth orbit on a Long March 4C rocket from the Xichang Space Launch Site Sunday, August 14th at 02:55 Mountain Daylight Time. The satellite is officially declared for, quote, space environmental detection purposes. Details are unknown. Sixth launch, China's Kasich successfully launched a Long March 6A rocket from the Taiyuan Launch Center on Sunday, August 14th at 08:15 Mountain Daylight Time. That was for the SatNet Group 9 mission. This is another batch of low Earth communication satellites for the Chinese state-owned SatNet constellation, planned to eventually consist of 13,000 satellites. All right, that brings us to launch 7, Friday, August 18th at 10:23. SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 17-5 from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. That was another batch of 24 satellites going to a high inclination sun-synchronous orbit to cover high-latitude customers like Alaska. And this launch was out of Vandenberg, and it was a beautiful blue sky, clear launch. So if you're looking for a Vandenberg to watch, that's the one. Link is in the report. I'm going to reset the repeater there. All right, that brings us to the eighth and last launch of the week. China's CAS Space successfully launched a Kinetica 1 rocket this morning, Tuesday, August 19th at 1:33 Mountain Daylight Time, from the Jiaquan Satellite Launch Center with a ride-share mission to place 7 satellites into the sun-synchronous orbit that include Mexico's Sunsat-1.5. All righty, that brings us up to the upcoming launches. Next week, we have a launch week with 11 launches on the docket at press time, including the big Starship Test Flight 10 on Sunday. We have 6 SpaceX launches, 2 Russian, 1 Chinese, 1 Rocket Lab, and 1 Blue Origin coming up this week. The first one is tomorrow at Wednesday, August 20th at 11:13 Mountain Daylight Time. Russia's Roscosmos plans to launch a Soyuz 2.18 rocket from the Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The Bion-M and 2 mission is headed to low Earth orbit. It is an uncrewed Russian spaceship based on the Vostok spacecraft, which is capable of returning to Earth with some experiments. All right, I'm going to reset the repeater here. All right, that brings us here to the second launch of the week. Thursday, August 21st, this is W6RDZ for Colorado Astronomy Net with the rocket report. Russia intends to launch a Cosmos mission on an Ariane and Gera 1.2/BSK RF rocket from the Cosmodrome in Russia. That at 2:30 Mountain Daylight Time in the morning. The payload is undisclosed. Also on Thursday, August 24th, at 21:40 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch the United States Space Force, or USSF-36 OTD-8 mission on a Falcon 9 Kennedy Space Force Center in Florida. This is the launch of the secret X-34B space plane going back into low Earth orbit. All right, that brings us to Thursday. SpaceX plans to launch a Starlink Group 17-6 on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California at 9:44 Mountain Daylight Time. All right, I'm going to reset the repeater there. All right, here we W6RDZ is back with the rocket report. Fifth launch, August 23rd, 5:30 Mountain Daylight Time. Blue Origin intends to launch a New Glenn rocket on the suborbital tourist space hub up above the Carmen line from Corn, Texas. Number 6, also Saturday, Rocket Lab is scheduled to launch the LIV launch mission on an electron carrier rocket from the Mahia Peninsula of New Zealand at 00:45 Mountain Daylight Time. Rocket Lab did not announce the identity of the customer nor the payload for this mission. It's believed to be another IO2 satellite, Internet of Things, going to the EchoStar Lyra 2 constellation. This should be the 190th orbital launch attempt of 2025 globally. 7th launch, Sunday, August 24th at 00:45 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX intends to launch the CRS SPX-33 mission on a Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. It's a commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station in low Earth orbit, contracted by NASA and being flown by SpaceX using a cargo Dragon. Docking with the ISS is scheduled for 5:30 Daylight Time, Monday, August 25th. We'll reset the repeaters there. This is W6RDZ, back with the rocket report. Oh, where are we here? All right. Let's see. After the ISS, launch 8 later on Sunday, August 24th at 13:25, China's Kasich hopes to is undisclosed. All right, that brings us to the big one. SpaceX is targeting this Sunday, August 24th, to launch Starship IST integrated flight test. Flight 10 launching from Starbase, Boca Chica, Texas, at 17:30 Mountain Daylight Time. As always, excitement is guaranteed. The planned trajectory is suborbital, despite reaching orbital height and speed. It is the 10th flight test of a Starship and Starship Heavy. Shipburn is planned to deploy 8 Starlink simulators on the same suborbital trajectory as the ship itself. Go SpaceX, go Starship. All right, I'm going to go back to Bernard to see if one more time, if Dave is going to be giving us a detailed update on this, or if I should launch into the article from Zach at Launchpad Network. Back to you, Bernard.
All right, Ed, let me try Dave again. AF0AS, this is KI0AR calling.
I can go ahead, but actually, I like Zach's article, so if you just want to include that, and then I can just add some closing comments. There's not a lot that's not in the article.
All right, thanks for that, Dave. Ed, carry on. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Dave. All right, this comes from Zach at the Launchpad Network. To why Flight 9 failed, we got the reports on that and what you expect from test Flight 10. Here's what to expect. Flight 10 comes less than 3 months after Flight 9 test on May 27th, where Starship demonstrated multiple firsts, including reusing a Super Heavy booster, executing a deterministic flip maneuver, and completing a full duration ascent burn with 33 rapids. However, anomalies on both stages shape changes for this next mission. For the booster, Flight 9's aggressive 17-degree angle of attack experiment caused a structural overload in the fuel transfer tube, leading to a methane and LO-LOX ignition and loss of booster during the landing burn. For Flight 10, descent angles will be reduced to lower at aerodynamic loads while still enabling valuable data collection. For the ship, the upper stage experienced a failure in its fuel tank pressurization diffuser, resulting in methane leakage into the nose cone. Abnormal pressure built up, which prevented opening the Pez dispenser door and skipped the payload deployment in-space burn objectives. A redesigned diffuser has been built, tested, and qualified to more than a 10x service life without failure. Additionally, Ship 36 static fire anomaly on June 18th destroyed the vehicle due to an undetected COPV failure in the payload bay. That incident led to lower COPV operating pressures, more stringent inspections and proof tests, new non-destructive evaluation methods protecting COPV covers to provide damage indication. These updates are incorporated in Ship 33 and Booster 16 and the flight pair for this test. Booster 16 flight objective, the Super Heavy booster, will perform a new and risky flight experiment expanding on what was the W6RDZ back with the rocket report. All right, we're going to have a deterministic flip in boost back burn following stage separation. Booster 16 will rotate in a controlled direction to conserve propellant and then provide a boost back burn to the target and offshore splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to have an engine out landing burn test. During the descent, one of the three central engines will be intentionally disabled. A backup engine from the middle ring will be commanded to right, testing redundancy during the landing operation. And we're going to have a cover test for the initial landing flight for the final landing phase. Booster 16 will use only two central engines, deliberately hovering above the ocean surface before cutting off and dropping into the Gulf. This simulates precision landing dynamics for future catch attempts at Starbase or Cape Canaveral. We're going to have a high data descent profile. Onboard instrumentation will collect detailed measurements of load vibrations and flume interactions to validate design margins ahead of a catch-capable flight. Unlike future operational flights, Booster 16 is not planned for the launch tower, but will instead perform these experiments over water for safety. Ship 35 flight objectives, the Starship Edward stage is the centerpiece for Flight 10 tasks, demonstrating key orbital operations and stressing its thermal protection system. Payload deployment test. Starship will carry 8 Starlink simulators matched in size to the next generation Starlink 3 satellites. They will be released into a similar trajectory and are expected to burn up during re-entry, verifying deployment hardware under flight conditions without creating orbital debris. We're going to break there for a reset. W6RDZ with the Colorado Astronomy back with the rocket report, going into the details of Flight Test 10 here, Starship. All right, we're going to have a Raptor relight in space. A single Raptor vacuum engine will be restarted mid-flight. Crucial milestone for orbital insertion, satellite deployment, and for future interplanetary missions. Thermal protection stress test. Multiple tiles have been deliberately removed from the high stress zones of Ship 35 to evaluate how bare steel and alternative shielding perform under entry heating. In addition, we've got some experimental metal tiles. We've got tapered tile edges, and we've got catch fittings installed on the vehicle side to assess structural and thermal resilience during re-entry. All right, then we're going to have a flat structural test. Ship 34's entry profile is designed to push the rear flaps to their limit during maximum dynamic pressure, help validating design margins for control surfaces that will one day enable power catch and reuse. Starship's forward path, flight time, still classified as a developmental test. SpaceX is steadily moving closer to operational goal, a rapid and reusable launch system. Every test, whether a success or failure, generates terabytes of telemetry and video data, feeding directly into next generation Starship designs now being assembled at Starship Star Factory in Texas. This will be in the near future in parallel and production and test infrastructure in Florida. We're going to reset our repeater. All right. Let's see. Flight 10 will test Starship like never before for a full booster landing profile to pushing thermal and structural limits of the ship itself. Each milestone brings SpaceX closer to a fully reusable rocket system capable of supporting future lunar missions and Mars or the National Advanced Optical System, is Luxembourg military recon satellite heading to sun-synchronous orbit. 7 other payloads are on the right here. This will be Falcon 9's 104th mission of 2025. And 11, we're looking for Tuesday, August 26th at 12:53 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX hopes to launch Starlink Group 10-11 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. All right, that's it for tonight's rocket report. Rocket Man Ed wishes you a good night and nominal flight. Now, back to Starman Burners, KI0AR net control.
All right, thanks for that, Ed. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, before we go down the list, I think I've got everybody that's checked in one way or another. I'll go ahead and look for more check-ins over the air. We don't have anybody else on the NetLogger or over on YouTube. So I will go ahead and open up the net. Anybody else like to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo 7, Mike, Lima, India. That's Kilo 7, Mike, Lima, India. Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec, North Foxtrot. Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec, North Foxtrot.
Okay, good evening to you, Vic. K7MLI, thanks for checking in tonight. And Susan, KJ7QGF, thanks for checking in tonight. All right, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you like to do. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Got one more check-in over on YouTube. Stephen, we got you on the list. KM6VAY, thanks for checking in tonight. If you are out there listening on YouTube, if you don't have a call sign, just your first name and maybe your location as well, I'll get you on the list, so appreciate that. Got some YouTube check-ins this evening, so I do thank you for that. But like I said, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. Those on YouTube. I always see some D. Michael out there. You pass some from the UNOOSA. We'll pass that along when we get down to you there. I do appreciate that. But if you've got any observation reports or any questions, comments, post them in the YouTube chat. I'll appreciate that. But right now, we'll go back up to the top of the list. Brian in Tennessee, W4BJB. Good evening to you, Brian. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Roy, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Roy, I don't know what happened there, but we got no audio. It sounded like you were shuffling papers or something, but we got no audio other than some shuffling noises. So I don't know what's going on. Nothing intelligible there. Try again. KI7, PKL, you may want to try for a radio check first. Go ahead.
Trees and processors and things like that, and a little mishap last week. I had some very stubborn dust on my vocal reducer, and the little squeezy bulb thing, whatever, it just laughed at that. And so anyway, I got the camel hair brush up. Still very stubborn, and I actually managed to scratch the coat with the camel hair brush. And fortunately, it was a fairly inexpensive vocal reducer, as these things go. So anyway, it was like, okay, what do I do now? Do I throw this thing away and get another one, or what? So anyway, I took some flats yesterday, and as I was taking the flats, I was pretty sure I could see where the scratched area was. And looks like the flats took it out entirely. So I'm going to probably use that thing tonight, and we're going to, my thoughts.
All right, Roy. Let's see. All right, Roy. Thanks for that. I think we caught all of that. Let's see. Hopefully you'll get things straightened out and cleaned up and get some more observing and some photography taken care of there. Roy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is David out in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0 AR, this is, and the net, this is WE8M. Well, I've been around here playing with this C-Star S50 that I got a few weeks ago and getting more familiar with it and trying to, I've been getting some incredible images with it, but I think I can do better. I've been playing around with several packages such as Zero and Pix Inside, and I'm finding the learning curve is really steep on those, but I'll get through it. I'm no stranger to steep learning curves, but I'm kind of in the midst of that right now. So anyway, that's where we're at. WE8M, back to that.
All right, David. Yeah, it's always fun learning new stuff, new telescopes, new cameras, new radios, all of that stuff. That all those toys. All those toys that we like to play with for sure. All the software and things like that, all that neat stuff. But yeah, definitely sometimes takes some time to sit down and learn what we're doing there. Yeah, Roy, I saw your comment there. Yeah, so, I don't know what was going on, but glad you got through the second time there. Yeah, David, yeah, good luck with that, and look forward to seeing what kind of images and stuff you're doing in the future there for sure once you get that going. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening there, Berners.
KI0AR NV7SS here in Prince Map, where it's been beautiful every night. I'll tell you, the nice clear blue skies, or dark skies, I guess you call it. But yeah, I tell you, there, Ernest, best time that I've seen to go out and do some observations there was like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock right in there. Just before the sun comes up, you see all the planets out just as bright as they can be, and Venus coming up and everything. It's just beautiful out there. The planets are just as bright as they can be out here because we got nice dark skies and don't have any street lights, anything like that. It's just absolutely fantastic. And I don't know. That's about it there, Ernest. I can't think much else of what's going on. So thanks for being there. Wish all you do on it. So you take care until next week. NV7SS. Back to you, Ernest.
All right, Ken, appreciate that. Envious of the clear skies for sure. We've had a lot of the smoke from the fires here in Colorado, but we did have some wind pick up today and kind of blew some of that out, a lot of it out that has been plaguing the Denver area for a while, and kind of messing up the skies, but making some rather orange sunsets for sure. But they're kind of neat looking, but it definitely messes up the night skies with all the smoke and breathing for sure. But yeah, some of that's cleared out, and maybe I'll go out and take a look as well and see how much of the sky I can see. But it's been way too hazy to look from the Denver area, unfortunately. But Ken, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Rip out in West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
A couple of little updates on top of it. Fabulous rocket report. Tomorrow night at 2300 local time, 0000 central time, SpaceX has a 4-hour road closure between the build site and the launch site for the transport of Booster 16, and a second closure for the exact same time for a transport of a ring wall, which is their name for a booster or a transport span. I'm not sure if that's two separate things or maybe booster going out and stand coming home, but that's all planned to happen at 2300 local time here in the Mountain States, 0000 hours Central Time, and that will should get the booster out to the launch site and have it on the launch mount by dawn. That then sets up probably a 2-day wait for Friday maybe, when we would see the ship itself go out, and we will have a full stack on the launch pad at Starbase by Friday or Saturday. Still on track for a potential Sunday evening, 1800 local time, Mountain Central Time, 1700 Mountain Time launch. They've got a 2-hour window once they start
feel like they got to make it within. There's only an hour window, and when our fuel, they only have a 15-minute window. It's typical cryogenics, so they can't hang around waiting on the pad like other rockets can. Other than that, there's not a whole lot newsy happening in Starbase. Lots of construction. The second pad is progressing rapidly, and I just threw a link in the AIM window net logger that Vicky Cox posted this evening. SpaceX did the first test of their, I'm almost going to call them rocket-propelled gas generators for the deluge system for Pad 2. They are effectively propane oxygen, methane oxygen turbopumps that generate high-pressure gas to pressurize all the water for all the various deluge systems. Other than that, it's been just SpaceX doing their thing. Note that we are not even 2/3 of the way through the year, and SpaceX has topped 100 launches with Falcon. That puts them on target to make it past the 150 Falcon launches by the end of the year, probably over.
Dave, AF0IS, your last bit of transmission was clipped. Go ahead with your last comment there.
At the end was the SpaceX did a test, I'm going to call it a firing, of their turbopump methane oxygen fueled, basically the same as, almost the same as the turbopumps on the rocket engines. High pressure gas generators for the deluge system of Pad 2. If you, I left a link in AIM from Vicky Cox that has a clip of the test firing. It is a dynamic event. It looks almost like a static fire without flame. Huge jet of cloud of gas heading up into the air from the tank farm. And that's about all other than the getting ready to launch. That's about what's happening at Starbase. Things are just, everybody goes down and goes to the grindstone and cranking out stuff to be ready to launch. My other comment was we are past 100 launches this year, and we're not to the end of the first 2/3 of the year. That puts them well on track to over 150 Falcon launches this year. I would not be surprised if they go past 160.
All right, Dave. Yeah, we'll see if they get past 160, if they've already got to 150. So I'm sure they probably will. But yeah, they've got a lot of stuff on there. That's quite a bit. Of launching just from one company, that's for sure. All right, Dave, appreciate your comments and appreciate you adding that extra information in there. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is D. Michael out in Morrison, AF0SF. That's a new call, so congrats. No, actually, it's a new call sign for you, D. Michael. Yeah, it's not it's a new call on the list, just a new call sign. So congrats on the upgrade there. You posted, let's see, are you on the air tonight? I saw you checking in. Yeah, well, you've been bopping in and out online and offline on the net logger. But AF0SF, good evening to you, D. Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
This repeater work. We have an itinerant connection here that I try to use more often than not. So yeah, more after the repeater tonight as opposed to just the hotspot. But I wanted to just introduce the esoteric perspective, sort of a post-disclosure angelicism that I'm aware of. And so
that, and always love to bring up that subject matter. The phenomena in the post-disclosure era, we are at a point where we have congressional testimony that our government has been operating a secret collection program, actually has recovered spacecraft and non-human biologicals. This according to ex-intelligence officials on Capitol Hill in the past year. So yeah, any chance I can to talk about the phenomena and my subject matter, I'll jump at it. So thanks, Bertus. Back to net control, AF0S.
All right, D. Michael. Yeah, you posted some stuff on YouTube there. The United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. Yeah, some interesting incursions that you said that had been reported by naval aviators. So, yeah, interesting stuff. That's for sure. And congrats on the call change there. And I haven't heard you for a while, so appreciate it. Appreciate you checking in. Appreciate your comments. And appreciate you checking in over on YouTube there. And appreciate your checking in here as well. So thanks for that. Let's see, Mike in Oklahoma, KO5AOK over on YouTube. If you've got any questions over there, you can certainly post over there. I know you're not on the air tonight, but I do appreciate you checking it. Same with you, Jack, KE0VH. Let's see. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to pass along, you can let me know over on the YouTube chat if you're going to be hosting your flight sim tomorrow night. I checked last night and you weren't there. So I don't know if you will be flying tomorrow or not, but I do appreciate you checking in tonight. You can let me know. There we go. KI0ER. We got you checked in there, Roy, over on YouTube and listening in as well. So thanks for that. We got you at the bottom of the list. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Jose in Texas. KJ5MEL. Good evening to you, Jose. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Astronomy has not been one of my strengths. I work towards biology, chemistry, physics. But am where I'm originally from, Honduras doesn't have much towards the sun. I've been to a couple of observers, and it's always fascinated me, but not enough to pursue it tremendously. I remember Dad was sitting in the shoreway window, and every one of the flights, all the stations from NASA, he would sit at the kitchen table, with a big radio, listening to shortwave. He knew exactly where every one of those ships was in outer space. He could listen to each one of them as each one of them when they would come back. And I'm in the Kennedy Space Center. I've been there, Cape Canaveral, in Houston. It's always been interesting, but not enough to pursue it more, but I always read person different things. It's the science of the stars
All right, Jose, I do appreciate those comments for sure. And thanks for adding in astronomy there. Yeah, this is a learning net, and I like being the teacher and the learner. That's the nice thing about this. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and so much has changed. 30 years ago, well, just shy of 30 years ago, we were talking about just finding some of the first exoplanets, finally getting around to spotting those. And now we're looking at thousands of those things. We're just barely, wondering if black holes actually existed. And now we've found hundreds of thousands of possibilities for those things as well. So much has changed, over the decades. Look at, I mean, if you grew up with the Apollo, listening to Apollo, well, 1 or 2 launches a year, if we were lucky, and now we've got hundreds already. By one, SpaceX has launched 150 already. It was when I first started looking at the skies. I might see 1 or 2 satellites pass through over the horizon, see visible, and or pass through my field of vision on a telescope, very, very rarely. Now you look up into the skies and you could watch, put your binoculars to any particular piece of sky and count, 1 satellite a minute going through your field of view. Just a tremendous changes with astronomy and space, and the coming forward of all the information over the years. Tons of stuff has changed. So, Jose, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in here, and appreciate everybody being part of the net tonight for sure. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is John out in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Really nothing beyond the rocket report. I want to thank Dave for those updates there on Stardate. That's really all I've got. Looking forward to this weekend and all the launches, and definitely going to be watching Starship. Wishing them the best. That's all I've got. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for taking the net. Really do appreciate it, Brian. W6RD said back to you.
All right, Ed. Appreciate you doing the rock report as usual, and getting it so I can post it on the net for sure. And I did post links both on YouTube and in the AIM window on NetLogger as well, so you can check that out. And that rocket report has links to the various articles and some videos, things like that. Definitely check that out. All right, Ed. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, Let's see if Graham is still there. MM1DEA, good evening to you, Graham from Scotland. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, I do appreciate Graham checking in. It's probably very close to 4 o'clock his time there, 4 a.m. like tomorrow morning. So I do appreciate him staying late and checking in. I do appreciate that. Next on the list is Tom Alton Parker, N0MES. Good evening to you, Tom. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
You can run it in the net. Remember zero Mike Echo Sierra out here in Parker. I'm on my deck, and I just saw a Starlink, kind of like the tail end of one of them going up to the northeast, almost straight north. It was kind of cool on that for a bit. Sat out with the kids a couple weeks ago, kind of watched the first kids north of the conditions here in the Denver area. So we saw a few, and then we got tired. So we had hot cocoa and went to bed. And then last thing, I flew a trip. I was on here. I went from Chicago to Iceland maybe 2 weeks ago, and that is now on my bucket list to get up there for the aurora. So about the same latitude as Fairbanks. I didn't realize it. I knew it was north. I didn't realize it was that far north. But landed at about 8:30 in the morning local time there, and just this incredible, like pure sky, no light pollution, no nothing. It was beautiful. So hopefully sometime we'll get up there during the winter. But appreciate you putting on the net. And that's all I got for November 0 Mike Joe Sierra back to the net. Appreciate it.
All right, Tom. Yeah, the Perseus were kind of a bust here in town for sure, but at least he got out with the kids and tried to see something. But yeah, that's on my bucket list too, is to get up north and see the aurora sometime. We'll have to see. One of these days we'll get up there and see that. It's from what I heard, it's much better to actually be underneath. I got a neighbor. Who's got relatives up in Norway, up in that general vicinity, and has been up there and seen them, seen the aurora and watched them dance in the skies and hear the snaps and the crackles and the noise that it creates as well. So you've got an audible component to the auroral activity as well. So I'm sure that's just absolutely fantastic to be able to do that and get up there and see it. So definitely, definitely on the bucket list there, Tom, on mine as well. So, but I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is KF0JJO Connor up in Minnesota. Good evening to you, Connor. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Curtis. This is KF0KJO in Minneapolis. Just a question. I was curious if you had any thoughts on the 3I Atlas interstellar object that's entering our solar system from parts unknown. I read that it was going to be closest past Mars on October 3rd, and just recently published a paper by Avi Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist, claiming producing its own light. And I was just curious if you think this is an object that someone with amateur interest in astronomy would be able to see with a 8-inch telescope.
kind of curious to keep my eyes on the skies for that one. So back to you, Ernest. Thanks for taking the check-in again.
Connor, let's see. The interstellar object. Yeah, let's see. What's coming up? Yeah, there was, yeah, let's see, more detailed on 3i Atlas. Let me see. I'm looking at it to see if there's what size it is. Its size is estimated between 6.2 and 12.4 miles in wide, or about 10 to 20 kilometers. And if it's on the outside of Mars orbit, I would say no. On being able to see it with an 8-inch telescope, maybe a 28-inch or a 38-inch or maybe a 108-inch scope, you might be able to catch it. Observable, let's see, is currently observable by telescopes, though it will become brighter as it gets closer to the sun. So I'm assuming that it's the big scopes that are looking at it, at least on just a quick search of the internet. An 8-inch scope, I don't think will pull it in. That has, I know my telescope is pushing it at looking at a 12th magnitude object. I'm looking to see if I can do, I'll do another search of how bright it will be. Yeah, there we go. Magnitude 18.5. So over 100 times dimmer than what my telescope, an 8-inch telescope, can see from the backyard. More like about 110, 115 times dimmer than what you and I could see. Expected brightness at closest approach. Well, we might have a chance. It says around 11th magnitude. That's pushing it. That's pushing it for an 8-inch telescope for sure under optimal conditions. So I guess, yeah, you might be able to see it. So there we go. Just a quick search. Yeah, even at 11th magnitude, it likely will still be a challenge to see. You definitely won't see it with the eye or binoculars. Larger amateur scopes. Yeah, if you get something bigger than an 8-inch or have a chance to look through a scope larger than an 8-inch scope, yeah, definitely go for that. But yeah, you're going to be pushing it well out. Well away from Denver, that's for sure. Or, well, you're up in Minnesota. Yeah, it's going to be tough to spot no matter how you look at it. No pun intended. So Connor, hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, just those are just the quick scans of the internet there. Possibly you might be able to see it with your scope from the backyard, but it'll definitely be a challenge for you. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Ernest. I won't get my hopes up there, but I'll keep my eyes online. Thanks again for the check.
and so the net is KF0JJL.
Yeah, that's going to be, at that kind of size, going to be very, very difficult to spot. Um, Definitely keep an eye on the boards, things like that, as to exactly where it is. You'll have to be dead on with your right ascension declination coordinates, and then possibly doing some comparison views from night to night to see what tiny little object uh, is moving relative to your background skies in that particular area. And then, of course, you're keeping your fingers crossed uh, for clear skies and how dark they will be. If you got a moon up during that particular time, forget it. I'm not exactly sure where in the night sky it's going to be. At least I'm not seeing any information right now. But yeah, Oumuamua passed through a little while ago. And that was in 2017. Borisov in 2019. As well, fairly high speed objects zipping through the interstellar from outside our solar system and passing through, so to speak. But definitely interesting objects. So when it does come through, we'll definitely, let's see, perihelion is October 29th. At its closest approach to the sun. So we'll definitely be talking about that in October for sure, and seeing if we can get some observational reports, images, things like that from the larger scopes that'll be following that object for sure. All right, Connor, appreciate your question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, we're going to go back up to John, W2JLS, posted over there. I saw your comment over on YouTube there, John. So try again, W2JLS out in Ohio. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hello, Bernard. This is W2JLS returning tonight. Yeah, I mentioned you are having technical difficulties. It seems like you're dropping off between callers. Not sure what's going on tonight, but it's had pretty occurrences. Two with really significant dead air through your echo node out of your site there. I was going to share, 65 years ago today, Sputnik 5, kind of a neat piece of history. Relative to the Soviet Union launching Sputnik 5, they had a couple of dogs there. I'm sure some of your listeners know. But a lot of people don't know. They also had a rabbit, 40 mice, 2 rats, fruit flies, various plants, and then cultures of different sorts, protozoa, kind of interesting though. They did this in advance of Gagarin's historic Vostok 1 mission to see if animals would survive. So looking at animals and the influence of what turned out to be 17 orbits around the Earth, that they were able to actually make it back safely. All life aboard survived. I guess fruit flies notwithstanding. But kind of neat history. Those dogs became quite public figures after the event. Belka
maybe it's from the Pushika mated with one of those called, I think it was Charlie, if I remember correctly. And Charlie kind of a piece of history you don't hear much about these days. So anyway, passing it back. Thanks for having me tonight. Thanks for making it back. But you might want to look into whatever's causing your technical issues there. So you should have us passing it back.
All right, John. Yeah, I haven't really experienced too much more interference this evening. Let's see. Let's see. Roy said he was being jammed earlier. Even on your on your transmission just now, I heard someone else come up with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count. So I don't know what that was all about, but. Yeah, so don't know exactly what's connecting into the systems tonight, but yeah, not much I can do on my end as far as that's concerned. But I do apologize for whatever we're experiencing tonight. But you know, that's ham radio. About all I can say there. Next, let's see. John, do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight for sure and sharing that with us. Yeah, the Soviets put up a lot of interesting payloads for sure. All right, I just posted over there for James over on YouTube, not seeing anything for him, but James, I do appreciate you checking in via YouTube, so thanks for that. If you got anything, post over there, pass it along. He was working on his tech license, so hopefully he'll be on the air pretty soon enough. Next on the list is Michael out in New Jersey. New call on the list. So yeah, James, welcome as well. And then Michael, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net again. N2NJX, good evening to Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Rob up in Saskatchewan, VE5AAS. Good evening to Rob. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, James, I see your note there. Yeah, I do appreciate you checking in tonight, and hopefully you will get your text soon enough, and we'll hear you on the air for sure. We'll definitely welcome you on board again. So I do thank you for checking in tonight. And those of you who are on YouTube that have not subscribed, definitely appreciate anyone, you guys subscribing for sure. Next on the list is Tony in California. Also on YouTube, N0STG, new call on the list, a new check-in, I think, probably on YouTube, so thanks for that. Welcome to the net, Tony. If you're listening out there, and definitely post any questions or comments, anything like that to YouTube there. If you're on the radio, definitely like to hear you. N0STG, welcome, and what have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Vic down in Arizona. K7MLI. Good evening to you, Vic. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, brother. We have that report. Just some clouds here in Cave Creek area. Seems like having the front back of Phoenix so bad. And I was treated to one of our very nice famous Arizona sunsets, but that's about it. A couple nights ago, I saw a great meteor with the tail and everything else. But other than that, there's really not much to report. Jason,
All right, Vic, I'm glad you got some good weather down there. But you said it was a little hazy tonight. But I'm glad you got to see one meteor. That was one more meteor than I got to see this meteor season. So it's great to hear that you got to see that, Vic. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate the report. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Susan. KJ7QGF. Good evening to you, Susan, down in Arizona. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
this is Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec Golf Foxtrot. Good evening, Bernard. We're just basking in the heat here and toasting up. So, with a lot of humidity, this is our going into monsoon. And so we have tons of clouds. So we're blocked off from seeing the beautiful skies. And I'm in Phoenix, so no hope of seeing any stars tonight with all our lights. But I do thank you for the net. It's so interesting, all of the activity in space. I just can't imagine where all of those items are going to be orbiting in the future and how our space world is going to look. But it's so interesting, and I'm very thankful to hear everybody that has a report on it. Anyway, Bernice, thank you very much for the net. It's so enjoyable, and you have a good evening. This is Kayla Juliet 7, Quebec Golf Foxtrot.
All right, Susan, I do appreciate that. Do appreciate that a lot. Thanks for your comments, and appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, I'm going to be traveling with my wife through. We're going to spend the night in Flagstaff sometime in October, headed towards San Diego. So we may. I don't think I'll be traveling too much at night, but it'll be interesting to see some different skies a little bit. Yeah, we'll be doing that. Let's see. Hopefully, yeah, monsoon season in Phoenix. That's going to be hot and humid there. So stay cool, stay dry. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Stephen up in Fort Collins, checked in via YouTube. Hopefully he's on the air as well. KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Stephen. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Roy in Littleton, KI0ER. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Conveyor and the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. Last week, past Fairplay to the mountain, and I said I'd put my alarm for like 2:30 in the morning. So I did that. I was at a campground there for the birthday, and as was discussed in last week's astronomy net, the moon is up quite high, and here in Colorado we have a lot of bouquets. So I did set my alarm. By the time I got outside, it was 2:45 a.m. And kind of looking up, and yeah, the moon is really bright, and didn't see as many stars. I mean, that place is usually the sky is full of stars all over the place. It's just stunning. Because not a whole lot of light for it. That night it was horrible. With all the smoke, I could only see a few stars here and there. So I hit for a little bit, but within 5 minutes, as I was looking toward, trying to think which direction I was looking toward now, toward the west. Man, the brightest flash, I never saw anything like that before. It was wild. A bright, really bright, it almost lit up, I could see like almost shadows. And it caught my eye, and it was like wide and extremely fast. You know, it almost been a low flyer, whatever the thing was, and across the upper atmosphere, and it was really bright. That was really cool because I didn't expect it to be anything because the sky was so horrible. So I was thrilled to see that. I stayed up for another 25 minutes or so, a half hour. Never saw another thing, but then anyway, I got to see one, and it was stunning. And that's my report. This is KI0ER, back to net control.
All right, Roy. Yeah, you would. Yeah, that's with the conditions of that, you would see only the brightest of the Perseids for sure. And so obviously you got to see one of those. Hopefully, well, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, what you saw there. But for sure, you might want to check. What do you want to check? Just a second. The American Meteor Society's webpage. That's www.amsmeteors.org for that particular date and time and location, and see if someone reported that as a fireball or something like that. And if you can remember any of the details, you might be able to post it. So check on that and remember they may use GMT for that time. They'll convert it to Mountain Standard or Mountain Daylight. So check that site out, amsmeteors.org, and see if there's any reports for that particular date that you were there. And then let me know, and I'll publish it in my newsletter if it's something. If you can remember what you saw, that you can report that as a fireball. So that probably what you saw. If it was nice and long and bright like that, there, Roy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I called up that webpage. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, it was wide, not like a far street. It was like, it seemed like fairly close, and it was like a wide, bright street, but extremely fast. I mean, it was only very instantaneous. So anyway, it's very cool. I have the web page back. I'll take a look at that. If there's any correlations from what I think and what somebody else reported. So that's cool. All right, Brian. Back to the next. KI0AR, sir.
All right, Roy, I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Moy. I'll go ahead and acknowledge you on the net as well. N5ZIQ down in Texas. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Heard something in there. Moy, was that you? N5ZIQ. Go ahead. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at not much else over on YouTube. It's getting late, so okay, yeah, it is late. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We are at the bottom of the list and well past the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the net for one call and one call only. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now.
Oh, I'm glad you called me Papa Yankee too, my Yankee. My name is Ronald. My name is Casablanca, São Paulo, Brazil, okay? Thank you, my friend. Thank you to you. It's controversy, okay? Thank you.
Okay, Brazil station. I got you. Papa Yankee 2. Let's see. That's probably a new call on list. I definitely want to say hey to you. If you could give me the rest of your call, I'll get you on the list and welcome you officially to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India Zero Alpha Romeo. You've caught the tail end of the Colorado Astronomy Net. We meet at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Let's see, 0100 Zulu. It's now 0318 Zulu right now. So Brazil station, Papa Yankee 2, if you could give me a fill on your call sign phonetically. Give me your whole call sign phonetically twice. I'll get you on the list.
Okay, my friend. Repeat my call sign Papa Yankee 2. Romeo Mikey Yankee. PA2 Romeo Mike Yankee. My name is Ronald Casar.
Okay, Ronaldo. Oh, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's definitely a new call from Brazil, so thanks for that. Thanks for listening in. I want to also acknowledge Robert, VK2DY. Thanks for checking in tonight, Robert. Yeah, we got him. Ronaldo, welcome to the net. Let's see. I always like to say, hey, find out a little bit more about your interests, background in astronomy, and anything else that you'd like to share with the net tonight. please go ahead. PY2RMY. Please share with us what's your interest, background in astronomy, and anything else you'd like to share. Go ahead. All right, Ronaldo. Well, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully we can share some more the next time you check in. Let's see, Robert, VK2DY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, this is Robert VK2DY in Northwestern Sydney, where it is 15 degrees and overcast and rainy, which has been the theme for August. So, not much observation. I can't do much observation in this weather here, unfortunately. As I said, it's been nothing but rain pretty much the whole month. But I do want to give you one for the count. VK2DY, back to the
All right, Robert. Yeah, it that seems to be going around a little bit. Another check-in over on YouTube. Hein, welcome there. Let's see. Thanks for listening in tonight. You found the Colorado Astronomy Net. Hopefully you've been listening for a while. Hein, let's see, if you've got anything for the net, tell us a little bit about your interest, background. You can post that over on YouTube, and if you've got a call sign, definitely love to have that as well. But I know there's a lag over on YouTube for this, but hopefully you hear us. And again, welcome to the net. I'll wait just a little bit, but I'll go ahead and make one more call. Oh, what the heck. One more call. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins. If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins. Please call KI0AR now.
This is November Hotel 7 Tango Romeo, NH7TR, over.
All right, good evening to you, Rick, NH7TR. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Deals on frequency. This is NH7TR. And yes, the name is Rick Romeo India Charlie Kilo down in San Antonio, Texas. Playing around with a little P25. Figured I was doing some stuff with my hotspot and kind of strolled upon a net. Didn't even know what was going on. So at least now I know. So anyway, nothing going on in the great state of Texas because it is the great state of Texas. It's nice and I think it's like 82 degrees right now. I think it's, I don't know, 2200, something like that. Not really sure at the time, but yeah, 22, 24. So yeah, it's a little bit late, but it's not looking that out right now. Anyway, so for you all, and back to you, Net Control, NH7TR. Good evening.
All right, Rick. Yeah, you've checked in before. It's been a while, but yeah, I had you on the list, so I got you. I appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, we're running a little bit later than usual on the net tonight. And boy, yeah, I see you listening on Echo Link. Lost the link to SkyHub. Well, but I'm glad you're enjoying the net. So, boy, I appreciate that. All right, what else? Yeah, hi, planets and stars. There you go. Love it. So welcome to the net there, Hein. Appreciate that. All right. Had a few new calls. Some activity over lots of activity over on YouTube. So thanks for that as well for everybody on YouTube. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing reset and then wrap up for the evening. Okay, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and close the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 28 check-ins plus everybody that's over on listening in over on YouTube that may or may not have checked in via the chat, but I'd like to thank all the new listeners out there and the new check-ins over the radio as well. Please check out skyhublink.com. That's skyhublink.com for more information on how to get into the net and listen in. As well, let's see, what else? I'd like to thank the 28 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. You may want to check out their website as well. Also like to thank the SkyHub Link group as well for being able to get all the check-ins from around the world, Australia, Brazil, Scotland, US, Canada, tonight. So thanks for that. I do appreciate coast to coast, California, New Jersey, so north and south as well, Texas to Minnesota. So we've got all the bases covered tonight. So thanks for that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.